Hey guys, it's me and Bro. It's gonna be another story fix video. This time it's gonna be about Cetrion. Now, I know some people may not like it considering there's lots of controversy with Cetrion. Her being the avatar. Basically, she has scorpions, rains, tremor, and I think Fujin's powers too, considering she controls some elements of the wind. But in saying that, an elder god does have potential. That's why I believe, despite how powerful they are. Actually, as a matter of fact, given how the power scaling has gone off the rails, I'm surprised they didn't use that to, influence Cetrion's character. So let's get one thing out of the way. Kronika needs to go in order for Cetrion to be a better character, and I think Evan agrees with that. She is just a terrible villain, and her powers make absolutely no fucking sense at all. Second thing that we need to think of is that we need to think of a particular theme. I don't know why MK hasn't considered this when it came to Cetrion's character, but no one has ever tackled about like beliefs in the MK universe, like what religion do people follow, and given how power scaling has pretty much gone to shit, essentially, how would it affect people's beliefs about elder gods and shit? Would people actually believe in themselves as gods or whatnot? Because as a matter of fact, I think 5 people, or I don't know, 4 people in this case, have defeated gods of some type at least. And then we can probably add 2 more, Kitana and Jade. So I think that's 6 people. And Sindel defeated an older god in Mk11. I don't know how did that happen, but that was just complete bullshit. But yeah, 6 people managed to defeat gods. So how the fuck would that influence other mortals? Now, before you lot get mad at me for not mentioning Noob in defeating the elder gods, or gods in this case, Fujin fucked him up in Mk11, so I decided to not put him in because he's done with into sort of his rivalry with the gods. So basically, Cetrion won't need to come back for him no more since Fujin dealt with him. But they could possibly that they are gods. Maybe the gods are worthless and they're just titles for mortals to believe in, so the higher beings can control them. And yeah, I'll say this: base story she has no potential, but Aftermath has a lot of potential. So we're gonna completely ignore the base story for this one. So to start off, we're also gonna need to like make a new backstory for her entirely. I don't think she has like any sort of backstory apart from being responsible for the splitting of the consciousness of the one being. I think maybe they could do more stuff with her, like for example, have her be the mother of Shao and Cole. Now, before people bitch on you about this, the reason why I suggested that because Kojo and Shao have godlike abilities, and Shao was stated in Deception to be a god himself, where Damashi like describes Raiden, Fujin, and Lucifer to be of the same race, and Shao Kahn was included as well. So what if Kotal was a god? Maybe we can completely ignore the fact that Kahn is a title and is actually an important surname. maybe Cetrion could use that son to build like a family, as that was a source of happiness and virtue. But over time, that proved not to be the case, as Shao went down the evil path, with his father uh, being very evil and influencing him too. So you can actually like give some sort of backstory to Shao Kahn. Kotal Khan, his mother wasn't there in the MKX comics. However, his father was there in the form of Kotal Kets, and that's actually his father in the comics. So I guess that's one way to explain, his mother's absence, and that being Cetrion. And we can possibly use the fact that she was probably doing her old god duties for whatnot. So to see how the backstory would go, she would first have to be in a relationship with Shao's father, and then the relationship will go all happy and whatnot. Then Shao turns evil. Cetrion doesn't kill him because she has hope for him that she'll turn good, which unfortunately turned out not to be the case. Then she started going for Cole's father. They bear the son of Cole Khan, and yeah, Cetrion gonna be there for Cole, which is why he developed into a racist of some kind, because he never learned the proper ways of virtue. Now, for Aftermath. So how are we gonna fix her? Yeah, we're gonna mainly fix her personality based on the fact of her ending with the character she kills. So in this case, it will be Twindo, as because honestly, she's completely a different character now. She's not even the gangster retcons. Kotal Khan, Devora, and the Cages. So, for example, Shao Kahn breaks out by himself. Yeah, in this take, he kills the Shokan, so the two souls, and goes to the Soul Chamber to buff himself. Then he sees Twindo, and he's about to, do his lovey-dovey shit. Then Sachin teleports and comes from behind her and kills her, and then informs Shao about her to see and how she plans to ruin the god legacy. And she can also bring up the fact that Kitana beat him, and Kitana beating him and Lovison mean he's disrespecting his own legacy, his own race. Even though I don't think Shao Kahn would care for that. I think he would only care for the god part because of power, and power is one of his main character focus. So yeah. So basically, they do the mother son duo, Then they go to the ship, to absolutely wreck Chun-Li and Cassie. And I'm honestly surprised they never done anything with Cetrion and Cassie in the story, considering how Cetrion is meant to be Shinnok's brother. No. So Cetrion would kill Cassie because she basically knocked out her brother. Yeah. And that brings shame to the legacy of gods. So in turn, Cassie decides to kill her, and Shao Kahn decides to destroy the cage. Then we move on to Devora. In Shinnok's MKX ending, they show Devora to, put something inside Shinnok and then make powerful babies out of it. So maybe Cetrion can use that excuse to kill Devora, as she doesn't want anything to affect the legacy of gods. So as you could tell, Cetrion basically has this big ego that her, her royal title, well, not really a royal title, her title basically elevates her to a higher being among mortals, and she believes that she should be treated way more better than these worthless mortals, that being the humans, the outworlders, and all the other people. So after that, they basically go to Koto and Jade. So what's gonna happen here is that Cetrion attacks Jade and kills her too. Considering the fact that in the story mode, Jade beats Koto, which was honestly a disservice to Koto's character. So what a fix would be is that Koto was in love and didn't try to hurt her, as you know, he just got his wife back apparently. But Cetrion is too ignorant to listen, so Cetrion kills Jade to make sure that all the other mortals believe gods are the higher beings, and that's established and no one can argue with that. Shao Kahn beats Cole. To make sense of the power scaling with the Liu Kang and Kitana fight, Liu Kang's been established to beat Shao Kahn like 3 times now. So Cetrion beats Liu Kang as she is an elder god, fully fledged this time, whereas Shao Kahn actually beats Kitana, the human version. That establishes that Shao Kahn is stronger than Kitana. Now, I know what you lot are saying, but Shao Kahn got buffed. Well, we're going to give him the ability, the fact that he can depower himself to prove that he can beat Kitana at base form, to show that Kitana is worthless. And he kills her because now with the fact that he learned that Twindo is basically an evil whore, and she is a worthless bitch that wants to betray everyone for power. He believes that the entire lineage is exactly like that, so he kills off Kitana and Jade also. So after that, he gives a speech about how Raiden is the enemy and whatnot, and he basically brainwashes Koto into serving both Cetrion and Shao Kahn. If you guys thought that I did not add the divorce stage of my new take for how to fix Cetrion, here it is. I forgot to add her late, so pause if you want to read and enjoy the video. And yeah, they basically it basically carries out the same, but with Cetrion replacing Twindo. Yeah. Cetrion, Shao Kahn makes the incentive to betray Cetrion, yeah, but Cetrion wins because she finally lets out her full power, and she reveals her true intentions. So her true intentions, in her ending, we're gonna make that her base personality. She decides to genocide everyone for peace. One thing with the Elder Gods that didn't make sense, so we're basically off topic now with the story. I want to explain to her why Cetrion being evil in this case will make sense. The Elder Gods' main goal is to basically prevent the one being from happening. So wouldn't destroying so many people from getting the Komudogu basically help with the fact that the one being won't come back? Like, I'm honestly surprised that every single Elder God banished Shinnok for, destroying the realms essentially. But if you destroy the realms, you basically destroy every conscious part of the one being. So maybe the Elder Gods can come to the realization that the realms need to be destroyed in order for the one being to not come back. So they basically find that as the only solution, to be fair. So afterwards, Cetrion beats Shao Kahn. She reveals her true intentions. Shang Tsung beats Cetrion and Shao Kahn. Liu Kang comes in and destroys the bodies of Cetrion and Shao Kahn, and then it goes the way how Ultimate goes in the final part. So what do we establish with Cetrion? Well, her plan is essentially to genocide everyone just for peace. So like Ultron, yeah. Although she respects her sons, she mainly prioritizes Shao of Kotal, as she mainly cares about the god lineage, and Shao is the type of person to care about that stuff, considering he cares about power, and God, and being a god leads to a lot of power in the MK universe. She also brings to mortals the fact that the elder gods are the highest beings in the universe, and no one can contend with that. And then she pretty much has agency. I know there's a lot of people debating that with the Sindel record. Uh, I think I might have a video on that soon. I might do a video on it, but yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be my fixes for Cetrion. Honestly, her character could have been more liked, more loved by the fans, but unfortunately, everything about her seems to be shit. I mean, her powers are cool. Gameplay is trash, to be honest. I mean, that's the aesthetics, they look cool, but the core focus of it is just zoning, basically spamming projectiles to keep the opponent away, and her story is just absolute trash. So honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anything wrong with the video, then let me know. I'll possibly take on what you say in the comments for improvements. And yeah, let's